Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and if you want to have a good time, keep listening to the Krypton Report.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
This is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action. This is Mark Wade, writer of Superman Birthright, and you're listening to The
Krypton Report, the all things Kryptonian podcast, including Superman and Supergirl.
We discuss games, movies, cartoons, TV shows, and comics.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Welcome to the Krypton Report and happy Thanksgiving. This is our Thanksgiving Day special, so we're giving you a special episode. This is an episode that we've wanted to do for a while, but we had to keep moving it around. Why did we have to keep moving it around, you ask? That's because of the ever-changing slate of DC movies. Today, James and I will continue on our quest of continually watching the DC films and making commentaries about them. And today's film of choice is Wonder Woman. I don't even know why I have to make the music. I probably should just wait for someone to call you, because
right. Let me get a text message come through.
But no,
I can't help it. I love that cello. I love that cello music.
Oh, the music is amazing. I'm excited
with that theme.
It's interesting because, like, you have the version that's in BVS, and then it's slightly changed for Wonder Woman. And I think I like the Wonder Woman arrangement better, because there's a little bit more orchestration and, like, the music behind it, you know? But I am pumped to watch. I haven't watched this one in a while. You know, in a while for me is not that long, but I'm trying to remember the last time I watched this one. I think it was last year. This year's been kind of a blur. Yeah, I think I started to watch it this year, but with Solomon, and we didn't get through it.
I know I started to watch it. You know, sometimes you start things and you can't continue when you're grown up and you have kids and responsibilities and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. You know, it's like, I think Solomon and I started watching it, and then we didn't get to finish it. But we're doing this to get out because we now know that officially we will be getting Wonder Woman 2 or Wonder Woman 1984. Or Wonder Woman 84. They've never actually said, like, what the official title is.
I think it's Wonder Woman 1984.
Is it 1984 or just 84? I can't remember.
I think it's Wonder Woman 1984.
That's cool. It's weird, but it's cool. It'll be on HBO Max on Christmas Day.
Woo!
It'll be in theaters and on HBO Max. So at least now, like, I feel better because I actually know we're going to see it.
Heck yeah, we're going to open presents. I'm going to make breakfast, and we're going to watch Wonder Woman 1984 on Christmas Day.
So, but here we go. We're going to start this. We'll get into it. But I'm sitting here curled up with my Justice League blanket because Wonder Woman's on my blanket. I'm drinking my morning coffee from Jania's Wonder Woman coffee mug.
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking it from my Deadpool coffee mug when he's riding a pink unicorn.
Curled up next to me, I have my little Artemis. And on the couch over there is the young Superboy. So we are pretty set and ready to go. I am watching this on my Blu-ray. James, you're watching it on HBO Max?
I am. My Blu-ray player is in the living room. I'm letting the kids play. And thankfully, HBO Max is now on Fire Stick. So I have HBO Max in my room finally because I've been watching it on my Xbox One because it's the only thing in my house that can have it except for, you know, computers and tablets and phones.
I mean, we could go on a whole tangent of how Sayla says she can hear you.
Well, hopefully it's, they said hopefully it'll be set for Roku by the end of the year.
Yeah, it blows my mind that you launch such a prominent streaming service, but you don't make sure you have it with all the streaming platforms.
Well, so I heard that Amazon, Fire TV, I guess Amazon wanted it as like an add-on kind of a thing.
Mm.
And not sure how that works, but Amazon wanted it as an add-on where HBO Max was not having that. HBO Max was wanted it to be its own application.
Gotcha.
To be used over the platform. So not have any like real association with Amazon or with Amazon Prime, but that's probably what Amazon Prime wanted, was it to be a Prime add-on.
I mean, that makes sense, but like the whole Roku thing, like, you know, I feel like Roku is like the biggest streaming platform there is, you know, because you've seen TVs that have had Roku built in. For the longest time, I could never find a Fire Stick at the store. Like, it's still like hard to find, but you can find Roku everywhere.
Yeah.
So
nowadays, you just need to buy a Fire Stick from Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, you can find them at Best Buy too. But it blows my mind that, I don't know, that you're wondering why you don't have a lot of subscribers. Maybe because the platform that a lot of people have, you're not available.
Yeah, the two largest device streaming platforms in the U.S., since they're only available in the U.S., which is still stupid.
Yep.
You know, you wonder why Disney Plus has over 70 million subscribers and HBO Max has only got over 35 million subscribers. It's because Disney Plus is worldwide and HBO Max is only U.S. And it's only available on, you know, half your platforms that most people are streaming from.
Yep. But let's get into Wonder Woman. I'm at 4 seconds because this thing just starts. And I want to throw out that when I put the disc in and it was playing, I forgot it has a trailer, like one of the original Snyder version trailers for Justice League. And Sailor and Solomon are both like, it's like the Snyder cut.
Well, the early trailers were edited from Snyder material.
Exactly.
It was only the final trailer that had the Whedon reshoots in it.
Because you can tell by the color palette. So it was just cute. My kids. But all right.
That's great that your 3 and 5 year old know that.
They'll preach the gospel of the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes. I'm also at 4 seconds, and I'm kind of seeing the wavy studio lot.
All right. Here we go. Together. Ready? 1,
Yes.
2, 3, play. It's playing. We have the Warner Brothers.
Warner Bros. Pictures. I just watched Lego Batman the other day.
Yeah.
And you got oh crap, now why can't I remember his name? Guy who did the voice for Lego Batman. It's like Warner Bros.
Why
not Warner Brothers?
I just watched the first what do you call it? See, here we go. Like, okay, so we have right here the DC, like, official, like, DC property that they've put in front of everything.
Yeah.
I like it, but what I don't like is it doesn't have its own music. So depending on what you're watching, the music is different.
Yeah, that's true. I love this visual of the Earth. Like, you can see like the 3D dimensions of the clouds actually surrounding the planet. It's not just like a circle. It's not just a sphere with clouds like inside.
Oh, you know, like, I was going to tell you. Oh, I watched the new Animaniacs, so I was thinking the Warner Brothers and their sister Dot. I like this. I like the bookendedness of this movie. You know,
well, I do, because it really helped build off of what they've been making when it came to Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman.
And I mean, you know what? Even with the bookends of this film, it still works in a very unique way, where You could still see this movie without having seen BVS.
Yes. It does bookend it just very nicely, and you can see what inspires her. But once you if you've seen BVS or you see BVS after this, you're like, oh, okay, I understand why Bruce sent this to her, where this came from. I love that they actually had one of those real cameras and made that, because there can't be too many of those style cameras that exist in the world these days. But they actually took the photos with that real style camera. That's a real photo that would have been taken in 1918.
That's awesome. There's Themyscira. Beautiful.
They had to do it a bunch of times, and you have to stay so perfectly still with those cameras. That's why any little bit of movement makes things blurry.
I love this music. I love how
Amazon so cool.
I love how just bright the island is. Vibrant.
Still one of my favorite special feature for this movie is the Amazons training to get in shape for the role.
Yes. I am very happy like a woman directed this, because I feel like just from like the way, like, who should never direct a Wonder Woman movie? Michael Bay.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say about why a woman should direct this movie. Because
all these Amazons would be in bikinis laying in the sun.
It would be a giant Victoria's Secret commercial.
Right.
Like, I like that they got women of all ethnicities, and like even in Justice League, we'll see like the ones who are like super muscular bodybuilders.
Most of these women are they're all the same. They're in Justice League.
But I'm
like Brooke Dance, you didn't get to see her. She's a CrossFit competitor.
Yes.
She's a professional CrossFitter. You actually didn't get to see her face, but she's the one who walked right behind Antiope to pick up that big bag. That was Brooke Entz, and then you get to see her in Justice League as she smashes the pillars for the door to collapse.
Yep, she's the one I was talking about. Like,
yeah,
everybody looks good. Like, they look fit, they look strong, they look powerful.
A lot of them were athletes,
and that's what I like about it is they got, even in the background, they got women who look like they should be Amazon warriors.
Who've been training all their lives, because they actually have been training all their lives because they're athletes.
I think they can get her a tutor, though. I think they can school her.
It is interesting when they talk about Diana being the only child on the island, and then her mother is blonde, she has the dark hair. I love the set design.
They would give her a tutor because they learn a lot. They are highly educated as well as incredibly skilled warriors.
I didn't say they wouldn't educate her. So that I feel like they would be more unschooling.
I love that.
No, the Amazons are very highly educated.
What does unschooling have to do with not being educated then?
I don't know what unschooling means.
Aw, how cute.
I don't homeschool my children. My children go to school.
I love this. The artwork, the way the story comes to life. This is really, really awesome. I like how they blend her origin story with talking about her clay and brought to life, and then later. But man, this like living paintings is just so.
Yeah, it's very good visually. They give you a little bit of visuals, a little bit of movement, and a story being told over top of it. Catch you up on the history of the Amazons real quick, why they're there. Yeah, I do like how they merged her origin stories from her original to her New 52 origin.
I do like the one thing is like you have to take a step back and realize like this is like DC's Amazons. You know, it's very historical, but yet it's also you know, slightly different. Just kind of like how, you know, Norse mythology works in Marvel a little different than Norse mythology.
Right. Greek mythology in DC is not 100% your historical Greek mythology that you would learn. Same thing with your Norse mythology in Marvel, yeah.
I think Ares looks pretty sweet right here.
Yeah, that's the one thing that always got me when we get there. The costume that they, although that helmet there does look a lot like the helmet he gets later on, but the costume that they released for the toys,
you
snap them together, did not look like that costume or the costume he gets later. And it looked really good, so it was disappointing that they didn't use that one in the movie.
I do think it's interesting, like, and we'll get into it, like the idea, like, Ares is still alive. He's the last of the old gods, you know, which makes room for the new gods.
Yeah, it makes room for the new gods, which will be nice, you know, when we get Zack Snyder's version, there'll be some history on that. But then there's, I mean, it does, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe limit some stories you could possibly tell with Wonder Woman, because her history is, and her stories revolve around so much, like Hercules being her half brother and everything.
Yeah, and her other, like,
although Hercules could probably still exist in this world because, you know, he wasn't a god who got killed by Ares.
Also, like how, you know, the Cassie Sandsmark becomes Wonder Girl, or who knows how they would do Donna Troy if they did like a Donna Troy, because her origin's been tampered with depending on continuity.
Yeah. Cassie Sandsmark is Zeus's granddaughter, right? Granddaughter, is that what it was?
Yeah, or yeah. I do like the actress that plays young Diana, because she looks like she's about to get in some trouble.
Yeah,
she just looks like she's going to rebel. It's a very similar look that I see in my daughter's face often.
The casting for the girl is excellent, though. I believe that that's her older.
I know, like, this is a lot of people's favorite DC movie. I like it.
It's good.
I like it a lot, but it's not my favorite. I like her Hippolyta's costume right there with like the Wonder Woman, like one of the Wonder Woman like bird symbol type, you know, in her armor.
Connie Nielsen and Robin Wright do an amazing job.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I love how they went back to do the ADR, and it looks really good. The ADR matches up, but they had to go back and do ADR because they wanted all of the Amazons to have Gal Gadot's accent.
Which makes sense. I like how they show like the fear of Ares' return. I wonder how, like, time, like, we know time passes different on the island. Like, how is she growing in real time, or is, like, how does she grow?
Like the child. 50 years, she's only a toddler.
Yeah, guess so.
I mean, that would be my assumption.
Yeah.
I mean, because they never said, but they speculated how old she could be at this point, that she was born during or shortly after ancient Greek time, ancient Greek times, and she's over 2,000 years old, over 3,000 years old at this point.
You know, I find it interesting, the idea of, like, if you're a warrior and you spend all your time training and for a battle that you may never fight, you know?
Well, they know the reason the Amazons were created, to bring peace among men, and then the way that they were corrupted in the wars that they fought thousands of years ago. So, I mean, they know the world is dangerous. I mean, that's what their life is. That's what their life is made for.
That's awesome.
Jamie loves the costumes, and she said that was so cool when Diana clanged her bracelets together.
I do think the costumes are amazing. Like,
oh yeah, they look like something they would wear in a tropical setting.
It actually performs armor, minus her outfit.
They're trained to use every bit of their armor. They're trained to use their bracers. They're trained to use their shin guards. They're trained to use their swords and shields. Like, they're trained in all forms of combat. Like, she does a good job, because that's new to her. That's new to all Amazons. Like, they don't have powers.
here we go. Here comes the man. Like, literally, the man. But
She say what?
I love Chris Pine. Like, I wanted him to be Hal Jordan, but I'll take Steve Trevor.
He would have nailed it, and I'd have loved to see him year after year as Steve Trevor. Because, Chris Pine's getting a little bit older now, so he could definitely have played that seasoned Green Lantern,
Oh, his Green Lantern is just a little bit different from, Captain Kirk.
Yeah, it would have been just a little different.
So, yeah.
No matter what acting, though, being pulled underwater, gotta be a little unnerving.
Yeah. Water is so beautiful.
She just rips out the joystick.
Why not, right?
Man, that's some beautiful water, though.
Yes, it is.
I want to go to a beach like that.
Here comes. Look at that. Just outside the barrier.
All foggy and rocks and stuff.
Where did this fog come from? What is this?
What? Shiny and there's an island?
I'm getting a lot of feedback on the really loud scenes.
The music is loud.
Steve coughs.
The voices I can barely hear, but the music is just...
He's like, am I dead?
Wow.
You're a man. He's like, yeah.
Do I not look like one? For someone who's actually never seen a man in real life.
It's pretty evident that he's a man.
Thermo what? That's funny. See, their ship ran aground.
This is...
Here we go, the beach scene.
It's so interesting. Like, he died in World War One with an arrow.
Right.
Yeah, there's like lots of feedback right here.
This is awesome.
There, I'll turn it down for the action there.
So that's so sad. Like, just like seeing like an Amazon get shot. Like, they have no shield. Like, they don't have any shields.
That's the first one who's ever died
Yeah.
since they've been on the island.
Like, they don't have shields, you know, like...
Well, they do. They have them on, but not like the ones that were performing that act.
Exactly. That's sweet.
Yeah, I love how they come in and blind them and everything so they can't see what's going on.
Ooh, I just noticed her armor's
Like,
got purple in it. That's awesome.
Their tactics are amazing for the style of fighting that they do. Love that she just pulls everything out of a quiver and sticks it in the sand.
Diana joins the fight.
And of course, the queen's a badass.
I mean, she'd have to be. Oh, there's a shield. There's a shield.
Yeah. Remember, shield. This was such an awesome scene.
Yep. That's that second shot's awesome. So yeah, I wonder, like, I think about, like, Grant Morrison's Wonder Woman, where recently, you know, I read where he, like, has the purple ray. Like the purple energy ray.
Yeah, the purple healing ray.
Like, they don't have that right now.
Well, see, I wonder if I don't know about the purple healing ray. Like, would it heal her if she died? Like, or would she have to be alive when they got her to it? You know what I mean?
Okay, I like how he's being questioned. He's like, I can't tell you.
After all these women just killed a platoon of German soldiers with bows and arrows and swords.
and they're all dressed like ancient Greek. I would be like, Steve Trevor? I love this. Steve Trevor.
Yeah. I think he did a good job. I don't think it was I don't think it went on too long. I don't think he overacted this or anything. I think it was really good.
No, he did it purpose. He did it perfect. I like how he's like talking, but he's like, what is this thing?
What the hell is this thing?
But it's really hot.
But it's really hot.
I'd be like, yeah. I just tell
He
him.
does a good job. He's in pain trying to hold it back. And
Well, he's really good. I like that.
So you can speak up.
How dare you?
I think this, like, I love the cinematography for this movie.
Yeah, the DOP and the director did really good.
You guys on lighting are on point too, though.
I just learned recently that Dr. Poison in this, the actress, played one of the brides of Dracula in Van Helsing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think she was the redhead, if I remember right. Because we were watching it, Van Helsing, and I was like looking it up, and I was like, wait. And Wonder Woman.
They have to play Dr. Poison is a gorgeous woman. You know, they got her all Phantom of the Opera mask going on here. She's just got a lever that pulls the mask off.
I love that.
It's seriously ballsy, him reaching in to take that notebook where he's at, you know?
Because he's Steve Trevor. He's Chris Pine. Run.
It's that man.
Run, Chris. Run. Yeah.
He's lucky that there's a plane ready to take off.
Man, could you imagine flying in one of those planes?
It would be pretty crazy to fly in one of those planes. And then what's even more crazy is this is how they used to have to drop bombs.
Oh, I know.
Is literally fly over something and turn your plane sideways and drop it.
That's some
like that's literally how they used to have to drop bombs.
I mean, that's intense. Okay. That's all I'm saying. It's like, that's seriously takes some guts to fly that thing. It's so interesting. Like, I like that they set this in World War One, because all we ever do is talk about World War II. So it just kind of makes me think, like, the way they talk about this and they build this up, like the war to end all worlds, or the war to end all wars, and then we have World War II. Like, what do...
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what World War One was supposed to be. A lot of the beliefs and things like that carried from World War One into World War II. Some of the same countries were involved on the same side.
We fought the Germans and the Italians on both of them. Blast the Germans. This is a very interesting, like, discussion of, like, what should they do. I'm really trying to pay attention right now. Like, the girl right behind Diana's shoulder, she gets highlighted more in Justice League.
The blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to pay more attention to, like, a lot of the background, secondary characters and Amazons now. Just thinking, like, because, like you said, a lot of them appear again in Justice League. And isn't that, like, right behind Hippolyta? Isn't that behind her shoulder, right?
Prime God?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought
yes,
so.
That's Prime God. Yeah.
Keeping it in the family.
Yeah, legacy casting.
Man, I have not watched this. Like, maybe it's been longer than I thought it was. Ooh, forbid. She told her. Dang.
I'm gonna go fill up my coffee.
All right, James.
Right.
I'll sit here and talk to myself.
Okay. Jamie's here. You can talk to her.
All right, Jamie, let's do this.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi. Giggled nervously.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there that bath water looks awesome. Like, he looks happy.
Oh, yes. Just drags his foot across. It's awesome.
I would probably never leave that.
Oh, no, never.
I just love the awkward. She's just like, what? Huh.
She's just sitting there staring, but not like in an inappropriate way.
Yes.
I like it.
I love the subtlety of the dialogue. Above average. Like, he's trying to be like, yeah, look at me. And she's like, it's a watch. That would be funny. Like, so the first time you met her and you were naked, she was more interested in your watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's how she acted. She was fascinated by my equipment.
Mm-hmm. He's just backing away, covering himself. It's awesome.
It would be kind of awkward, just because she's like,
she does not care.
Yeah,
at all.
And he's like, oh, but. It would be the weirdest experience. I'm on an island full of women who want to kill me. All right. See, I like that element that she can speak hundreds of languages. Right. He's just like blown away.
If you say so. Totally confused.
How many languages can they speak that are dead languages?
Oh. My nerd heart would be very happy to hear them speak the dead languages, though.
It would be very interesting. Like, just hers, when she comes to man's world, like the resource of being able to transcribe things. Almost like a walking Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, they learn the languages of the world. They learn all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
Highly educated.
I don't understand why you think unschooling means that you're uneducated.
Oh, hush.
That's a good movie, too. Solomon watched it yesterday morning. He loves that Batman movie.
What was that?
What Batman movie?
Hush.
Oh, hush. Gotcha. I didn't make the connection.
I swear, I'm looking at my son right now. I think he grew up like 2 years overnight. He just looks like a more mature man over there.
I hate it when kids do that to you. Grow up behind your back.
I'm like, he's 5, but he like, there's no way that he like.
No.
When I taught kindergarten, and I was like, these kids act more like my 3-year-old than my 5-year-old.
Right.
All right, here we go. Diana of Power.
That's what we'll have to do is watch Enola Holmes later.
I was going to say, Enola was unschooled.
Okay.
I want to watch that. I still haven't watched that. It's on my. It's been on my. It's been on my list to watch, but I just haven't got to watch it. Because
me either.
It's just because like Halloween, October is reserved for, my Halloween times. November's like, I have certain movies I like to watch in November. Like I don't know why, but like I always like to watch like the Harry Potter movies or the Lord of the Rings movies in November, and Spider-Man in November.
Yeah, they do have Thanksgiving and Spider-Man, huh?
Yep.
Love how she never knew how strong she was, and she's only just getting the idea.
Yeah, I mean, she like part of it. I think it's like she never really had to like test. She never had to like test herself. She never had to push herself.
Yeah.
And now she actually has a challenge. Boom, shield, lasso, superhero drop,
superhero landing,
sword.
God killer sword.
I love the like they have just enough of naivety. She's just naive enough in this, to serve the plot and her understanding.
Yeah.
See, what I like is I'm noticing now more as I watch this, like earlier, like the one girl had purple in her armor, so it's not too far off why this armor would have color in it. Because we saw some of the Amazons have color in their armor, though most of it is darker.
And you will take me to Ares.
Deal.
Horses are such pretty creatures.
Yes, they are.
They are.
There's plenty of horse farms around here.
Oh yeah, there's lots of stables around here. I like Clydesdales.
You would.
Of course, they're big horses. Just like I like big dogs.
Oh no, not big. Medium.
No, Saint Bernard, Mastiff.
So you're saying dogs that are bigger than me?
Yes.
Okay.
This is ballsy.
No one else represents the world for
Somehow my thing got off a speaker.
It's all good.
Couldn't hear you.
I was saying, it's really ballsy her standing up to her mom like this, like, just because, like, she's never, like, you know, she hasn't really, she's done defiant acts, but this is, like, the big one. Hey.
Yeah. Well, Connie Nielsen shows more emotion, shows more love towards her daughter than you see in like most comic iterations and like animation and stuff. She always seems so hard.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And so almost emotionless. She's almost angry whenever Diana defies her, especially when she goes to leave the island.
Well, I love it here that, you know, she's playing the duality. She has to be the queen of the Amazons, and this is one of her subjects. But this is also her daughter. You know, she's playing like, I'm a mother, and as a mother, this is my duty. But as the queen of the Amazons, this is my duty. You know, like I have to do this at the same time. And like we've talked about before, when you bring a character to life and represent it in a new medium, especially like a film, you're kind of responsible for trying to make a clear voice of the character. And a lot of times to make that is you want to make like the definitive version, but you also are trying to blend in so much of the years of history and the different versions or a little bit different takes on the character to try to scope that definitive version.
Right. So her telling her that she can't come back is in a lot of stories, there's like part of the magic of the island is when you leave, you don't remember where the island was. You can't get back. So it's not just saying she's not allowed back. She won't be able to find her way back. In most comics and animation and stuff like that, when she does go back, she has to go through an entire adventure to be able to find a way to be able to get back, a way to remember, or a way to find the location.
I'd like to reread her Rebirth run. I was reading it and I was liking what I was reading, and I'd like to go back and read some more pre-New 52 Wonder Woman stuff.
Yeah. I still haven't read Earth 1 Volume 2 yet. Isn't Volume 3 coming out?
I think so. I read it. It's okay. Sometimes
it's Grant Morrison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Grant Morrison wrote Wonder Woman Earth 1.
Yeah. Sometimes for me, Grant Morrison writes a little too heavy or too above. And the thing was...
Warlock, man.
Yeah. If you go back... One of the earlier episodes of Fat Man on Batman, he talked about how he was writing a story called The Trial of Diana Prince. And it should be out. And then that story is what ended up becoming Wonder Woman Earth 1, Volume 1. Mm. So,
well, it's still very different. They talk about the history of the Amazons and how they were enslaved by Hercules, and Hippolyta was like raped by Hercules and stuff.
Yeah.
That Diana might be the daughter of that.
I need to reread it. I have not read it since I bought it.
No, me neither.
I love that line. Does the above average man not sleep? I do like how he is being respectful of her. Like, he's a good man. Like, it'd be very easily to write this character of being kind of sleazy.
Not very often, no.
I'll sleep if you want. I'll sit right there. There's plenty of room. Oh, it's fine. But I like the idea that he is like, it'd be very easy to make Steve a womanizing character, and he walks a very well done fine line.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to be respectful to her in the way that he knows, but yet, like I said, she has that childlike naiveness where she's like, you just want to lay here? He's like, I'm not considered average.
Like he thinks she's beautiful from the get-go. You know, she has not shown like an attractive interest in him. You know, she even saw him naked and everything, and she didn't like think it weird because, you know, she grew up, it's just a human body, you know, There's nothing to be ashamed of.
And she's not like impressed or like interested. She's looking at him more like a science, like, like what is it? And he's like, now he feels uncomfortable because now he's just like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. But it's not like they're cuddling or anything. They're just laying next to each other. You referred.
Like how he doesn't know what to say to her. He's like,
the flesh. Right.
He's like,
12 volumes.
You know,
12 volumes.
all 12, huh?
That's my lucky number, 12.
Did you bring any of those with you? I would like a gander.
Secretly, they were all written by James Cole. He just had to change his name in Greek.
Men are required for reproduction, but not for pleasure.
Good night. He's like, ow. All right. Ouch.
Right.
I do love these stark color changes of like the beauty and bright and vibrance of Themyscira, even like, and then like the yellow hue we got of his like flashback,
right?
And now it's like very darker and dreary.
Is all, yeah,
and I desaturated, and to me, that's when you're using color as means of telling your story. You're not just desaturating or altering color for no reason. You're trying to show stark differences in different ways of life.
Yeah. And Ludendorff was a real general in World War I. I mean, they make him very different in this movie than what he was in real life. But I love that they play on a real historical character to be able to adapt it into this world. It's not a real world, but it's this real world.
That is cool. It's always like historical fiction is always one of those things like you can walk a thin line with.
Yeah, I like historical fiction. You know, enough realism, but you know, being able to use it for the story that you're telling, and that's why it's fiction.
Yeah, I'm interested. I want to watch the movie Midway. Like I don't have high expectations, but it's just maybe a fun action movie. Roland Emmerich directed it. It's on HBO Max.
Almost makes me wonder. I think we've talked about this before. The idea that that gas is a precursor to venom.
Yes.
The development of the venom steroid that Bane uses,
which is awesome. It's just one way to build. I mean, building the little hints of the world here.
Yeah.
Here comes one of my favorite lines in the entire movie. So simple, but
yeah.
Where he's like, "Welcome to jolly old London," and she's like, "It's hideous." He's like, "Yeah, it's not for everybody."
Yeah.
This and like so like how I told you Jania was doing like intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
The other day, well, like I got to pull my favorite line from the Green Lantern movie. I messaged her. I was like, "Hey, whenever you get home, the kids have ate dinner. I'm good, and if you're hungry, there's water in the tap."
Right. Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern.
That's my favorite line. There's water in the tap.
Street performance in London.
Could you imagine, like, just cultural shock, like anxiety, and just being completely alien to everything you know? Like, it'd be exciting, but, like, scary at the same time.
Motor vehicles, all the smoke, the pollution.
Men.
Why are they holding hands?
Like I said, he's still trying to be respectful to her. Like, like the war's that way. We gotta go this way first. He's like, all right. I mean, it would be. He's trying to like explain to her like. And he doesn't really understand or what or who she is yet, so.
Right. Like, all right, I made a deal. I'll get you there. We got to do what I got to do.
This is so important.
I can't wait to see the oh baby.
It's so important. She's never seen a baby. She was the only baby, so it's completely a concept to her that.
She's only ever read about.
And here comes my.
I can't wait to see, because we get this for Diana. I can't wait to see this in the 80s for Steve Trevor.
Yes,
it's gonna be fun.
I've seen plenty of babies. That's still how I react when I see them.
Yes, I know that is how you react when you see babies.
Everybody loves babies.
Jamie still reacts just like that when she sees babies, like it's the first baby she's ever seen.
Human, cat, dog, doesn't really matter. Oh, I love her as an actress.
I love Edda. I really like her.
Of slavery.
I hate that we only get Edda in this one movie.
I love her in Sabrina.
She's good.
Really good.
What, the Netflix Sabrina?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. You know this. I already told you I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't fixed it yet?
No, I haven't.
It's dark.
Harshly.
Why must you keep your tummies in? Only a woman with no tummy would ask that question. That's one of those things that you would only get from women and women directors and women actresses together. You know,
Yes.
It's like the hair tie moment in Birds of Prey.
Yep.
You know, it's only a thing that you would get with all women together.
Yep. You're absolutely right. That's why I'm saying, like, I think it's important, you know, like, for certain characters to be brought to life by people who can relate to the character and understand. And just for those things like that just help enrich the character.
Yeah.
Here comes Steve, dressed like a regular man now.
You say I can't say I blame it.
Yeah.
I like her outfit. It's so simple, but yet it works.
Yeah. And Edda's reaction here, or her less distracting.
Pair of glasses. There.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
really.
is love Edda's line here.
A pair of specs, and she's still not the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Not the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. You know, maybe back in the day that would have been a thing where
Just has a sword and shield.
maybe back in the day that would have been a thing, you know, women with glasses. But nowadays I think there's more of an appreciation for women in glasses.
Well, I mean, glasses, just period, you know, was like looked at as like a negative thing, you know, on people, and now it's like, okay, whatever. You know, you wear glasses, big deal.
Oh, that was good. Sorry.
You know, because now so many people wear contacts, we don't even know they wear glasses, you know, like.
You gotta put the sword in that thing.
You gotta.
Yes. No.
You can't just leave those things with a random woman.
She's his secretary. He trusts her.
Okay, that's fair. Now she's getting looked at weird because she has those.
No, she's looking at somebody else weird.
Steve is a smart man.
Oh, spaghettios.
Yes, here we go. Sayla, watch this part, baby.
I say they improved on the scene this is based from.
More serious, stakes feel higher.
Yeah.
Bad guy convention.
Or not.
Oh, there went her glasses.
Sorry. Oh man, I stepped on them too.
Yeah, I stepped on her glasses. See, I told you they don't need shields.
She don't need shields.
Yeah. Well, Jamie's also never seen her reaction at the beginning of Justice League either. What Diana does there.
Oh, I can't wait to see that really.
Right. Done right.
Yeah. The cyanide pill.
Like, the interesting thing is, what did they change in that sequence, to make it what it was? Because the reshoots was her jumping up out. I mean, probably more, but the reshoots was her jumping up out and throwing the bomb up through the ceiling, up through the glass ceiling, because in Snyder's version, it blows out the front of that building, and we see the hole in that building in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's not what they did in the theatrically release, so I wonder what is completely different in that scene.
True. David Thewlis. Professor Lupin.
Yep, Professor Lupin. Everybody's looking at her. I love her look. She's looking at them like, what the hell are you staring at?
Yeah. Oh, there's my Wonder Woman. Hey, baby. Hi, beautiful. My woman's awake. She rises. A bunch of old dudes with really weird facial hair. Nope, poppycock. I don't know why I just experienced him saying poppycock a lot.
Yeah.
Young woman, the room was finally quiet enough and we could get to
I like that. Thanks to her, they shut up so I could talk.
I love how she gets her name. Prince. Diana Prince.
Yeah.
Dr. Poison myself.
Dr. Poison.
Yep, that gas would suck. Fixtures. See, here we go. Here we go. Yes. Very good, Secretary. Stupid old British generals. That's what soldiers do. That's the logic. You know, I can't stand people who just want soldiers to die. You know, like that line right there of him just being like, "That's what soldiers do. They die." That just shows no respect for life.
Yeah. It's how these people who sit on their butts and make decisions.
Yeah, tell him, Diana.
You know, don't hide yourself straight down. Find them.
That's enough.
You should be ashamed.
She's telling him.
All of you should.
I love this.
That's your leader? How can you say that? Believe that? And
I love this.
You, with your duty to simply give them a book, you didn't stand your ground. You didn't fight. This is Ares, and he's not going to allow a negotiation or a surrender. The millions of people he talks about, they will die. You mean you were lying?
I love this right here. I love this.
Wraps it around his wrist.
You're probably going to die. Terrible idea.
This is a terrible idea.
Damn it, why would you make me say that?
I just love that she's like, you were lying? He's like, I'm a spy. That's what I do.
Right.
And it's such a foreign concept to her. Like, you know, because in a sense, a spy is dishonorable. And she comes from a place of honor, that when you battle with honor. So it's just interesting because he's just like trying to tell her. I love all the men he gets.
My goodness gracious.
Oh, I like that. She's like, you're not fucking touching me.
Yes, we are a family-friendly show.
I apologize.
That's what we try to do. That's what we try to keep. We try to keep it so you can always listen to it, no matter who's around. Because, you know, most of the time my kids are in the background because they never want to leave me alone.
I'm also the kind of mom that lets her children listen to ologies with her, and I don't know if you've ever listened to the ologies podcast, but
But I'm also the parent that my son, he sings along to songs, and sometimes there's flavorful words in there.
I like that you called it flavorful.
Well, we try to teach our children that there's words that adults use that kids can't use. Not bad words, good words, just age appropriate words.
They're just disrespectful in context.
Yes. That and the old ladies will clutch their pearls and die if you say it in front of them, so we don't.
So we say those in front of old women to decrease the surplus population.
You're at, what, 9 billion?
I was going to say, isn't that what COVID was for?
Oh. Now we're getting political.
We've known it was coming for years, though.
Yeah.
A pandemic that we haven't seen before is inevitable.
Oh, it was due.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's usually one a century.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a
clockwork. You have no money.
You have no money.
I love this. He's speaking French, and I love how she catches him. I love that he tries to speak French and then she catches him and.
Well, I like that he keeps trying to test her, changing the languages.
And I just like this how they're talking down, and she just takes out the dude.
Which is pretty good because she gets all the way around the right in the brows.
That is a great line.
Yeah.
Sir Patrick. I like David Thewlis.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I rewatched Solomon Lowe's Dragonheart, and he's the bad guy, the villain in Dragonheart.
I was gonna say, yeah. Have you watched Dragonheart recently?
He's so young, and that is crazy. It's crazy who all's in that movie. Jason Isaacs is in it. And you're like, oh yeah, hey, Jason Isaac. You're like, future Hogwarts people.
Right.
But yeah, I like him in this film, and we'll get to it at the end where, yeah, we'll get to it.
Love her as an actress. I enjoy her.
There's enough money. Get you started.
I like how little the envelope has to be back then.
Yes. Small
money
briefcases nowadays.
Yeah, money went a lot farther back then.
Mm-hmm.
I like this scene. I don't know, just it's just because you have a lot of extras and it feels very real,
Yeah.
The train station, people walking.
War and
I love they kept this.
Yeah, me too. I love that they had that in the New 52 origin story, and they had it in Justice League War, and they put it in here.
It's just it is one of those things, just what movie is it? Where it's I think it's Elf, or world's best cup of coffee, and he's like, look, they did it, you did it,
Yeah. Right.
Somebody else.
Liar, murderer, smuggler. He's all of them.
And then, reality here she sees.
Yep.
I kind of like the idea, like, I wish they'd play on a little bit more of, like, you heard stories about, like, that came out of the war. People just thought it was, like, hearsay of, like, a woman, a Wonder Woman or whatever, doing these marvelous things during the war. And, like, how, like, there's this almost folklore.
Right. Well, it's also, there's the no man's land scene and then the village, but that entire village gets, slaughtered. And then it's not like Captain America where he was in the war for years and he did so many things. You know what I mean? She would, like you said, she would be a folktale.
Yes,
there would
that's
be
the word I
no
was looking
evidence
for.
of her except for that one picture.
Even from the German side, like they'd be telling the story of this woman who just obliterated them.
When I'm winning, if everybody's dead. Right, it's stupid.
This war will end. I think Danny Houston did a good job as Ludendorff. Like, and there goes Dr. Poison.
Oh, there goes German High Command.
Wait a minute. Did he throw in one gas mask that will do absolutely nothing?
Yes.
So they'll fight over the one gas mask and then it won't do jack.
Yep.
You got it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
evil.
dark and funny. I like it.
Let's go.
Cowboys take it back, Dave. Okay, big man.
What's funny, I think you're like 1 second behind me, so it's like an echo delay. It's interesting.
Warming up under his kilt. I never noticed that. Him waving his kilt over the fire. I kind of want the idea of the chief to be what people speculated him to be. I'd love for him to show up in Wonder Woman 1984 because he is was he? What character did they say he was?
Yeah, I'm trying to blank, but yes.
That'd be awesome if he showed up. I'm not holding out hope. I'm just saying that would be really cool.
It would be really cool. I'm not holding out hope either, but I do like it too. Like if he's something more than just the chief.
Yeah, I love this conversation between them.
It is a very powerful discussion between her and him.
People.
This is just
the white men from Europe took the Native Americans' land.
And that is one toxic masculinity. Thinking you're not allowed to be soft too.
They do a really good job, you know. We brought up Captain America. You know, you see the Howling Commandos, but you don't get anything real from them.
Yeah.
You know, the only real interaction is Bucky and Cap. You know. with all of these people, you at least get some sort of emotional beat. You get the PTSD that Charlie is dealing with. You get the fact that Samir wanted to be an actor and, you know, he's the wrong color. And Chief, you know, he's Native American. And this is back in the time when Native Americans were still being stepped on and forced under by people in America.
Yep.
Like, there's actually real character beats.
And
they didn't have time to expand on them, but you actually get to see that. You know, you don't get that from the Howling Commandos.
You don't. Or you don't even really feel like some of like the pressure of like people actually dying in the horror of war.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a lot more emotional beats from the war in this movie than you do in First Avenger.
I always found this interesting, like just trench warfare period. Just because I'm like, how do they have time to dig all those trenches?
Yeah, trench warfare was a crazy thing to read about, to learn in history.
Nothing to eat. I mean, the village enslaved to them. I understand. Women, children. This is no man. It's no man. All right, this Italian has been here for nearly a year, and they barely gained an inch. All right, because on the other side, there are a bunch of Germans pointing machine guns at every square inch of this place. This is not something
very important.
So what? Are we doing nothing? No, we are doing something. We are.
You know, the one thing I'm glad they didn't do is, like, I'm no man. They didn't do that.
Yeah, because to me, that would feel cheesy. Like, she just
Lord of the Rings against, like, the Wraith King.
Well, that's because
yeah.
But this yeah.
Here.
She just shows what she can do. Like she does with words. Or, I mean, she doesn't do anything with words. She just does with action. No!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm excited.
Jamie's excited. She's never seen No Man's Land before.
This is awesome. Like, just like they're all looking like, and she just all of a sudden now she's in her suit, you know, and just stands up and like, you know, Steve is scared for her, and the other guys don't know what to think of her.
What's crazy about this scene is Patty Jenkins had to fight to keep this scene in. Like, why would Warner Brothers executives not want this scene in the movie?
This is your action, like this is
the centerpiece of your film.
This is the turning point of like her, you know, like becoming Wonder Woman, like the character that we love, like.
Like, that's crazy that this is something that they wanted to pull out of the film. It's unreal.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. There's certain like this is awesome. It's also awesome how you see how they filmed it. How like this shot right here is iconic, right there, of her with the shield, like all the bullets hitting her. Like, I mean, that gives you chills.
Yeah, Jamie's got goosebumps.
You know, she, like he said, she's taking all the fire, and then I just like how Steve he reacts. He just joins her. You know, he follows.
Well, she's bright and shiny, you know.
And a woman who's completely like not dressed for this. And now here comes like everyone else is like, let's go, let's do this. And then now she just like straight on.
Yeah, they're like, we got to move the ladders to the other side.
Well, see, like even we were just talking like, you know, the other soldiers that are with her, you know, that are seeing her do this, you know, could tell the story.
Yeah.
Who on earth is going to believe that?
Well, that's the point. Because when she shows up in Batman versus Superman and what she does, like, nobody knows who she is.
That's so awesome to break through the window.
Yeah.
And then there's the James song.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I love that freaking cello.
I think they found her. I love the man in the kilt. What's his name?
Charlie. I'm telling you, the cello is so much better. Like when Danny Elfman made it orchestral in Justice League, it's not as good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the best in this film.
Yeah. They just started it. Junkie XL started it in BVS, and then was it Rupert?
Yes.
Is that the name of the composer?
Yeah,
he did
and like
this in Aquaman.
And I totally forgot that
really good.
he did. We just recently watched the Chronicles of Narnia with the kids, and I forgot he did the music for those. And I've always liked the score in those movies. And but yeah, he totally, you know, Junkies was more industrial, which I think works for that film. I love that the tank just throws the tank.
Yeah.
Not.
Now they have the focus on that door that flies off. And then the lasso.
The lasso is awesome.
Yeah. Like it's a total weapon.
Charlie, I like that, you know, the group of people are all from different.
Camera's cut, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's good. It's and they're telling, you know, and Samir's telling him it's okay because he couldn't take the shot. Lift hard.
I love it. He remembers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he remembers seeing it.
I also like that it takes 4 men to do what the one Amazon did.
Yeah. I feel bad for the church. It was a beautiful building.
It was a beautiful building.
I'm gonna do a book. Aw.
So Steve's like, yeah, hey, with Diana, we took No Man's Land. We took back the village.
Jamie's all giddy.
Good.
I love this movie. Why didn't you make me watch it before? It's rude. All the crap you've had me watching. Not this.
I have not had you watch anything this spring.
Oh, that's a good one.
We've been watching Titans. We watched A Haunting of Hill House.
That was good.
And say nothing that we have watched has been crap.
This is just
elevated. 90% of what we have watched has not been crap.
You did make me watch Sonic.
Sonic is not crap. Sonic was good.
It was okay.
It was fun. It's just lighthearted and good times. This is just a good movie, period. Like,
This is just, yes, this is a better movie.
This is a way better.
You loved Birds of Prey,
I did love Birds of Prey.
so shut up. Don't you tell me. We're on a podcast. I can't make you.
see, I love, he's like, I'm an actor. Everyone is fighting their own battles, Diana. Chief rejecting some money.
Well, yeah, because he's not profiting off of the innocent. He's profiting off of the war.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's still a man with integrity.
Yes.
There's a difference between skimming off the government and people and your children.
I feel like the thing about like this film right here is it's a good film movie first and a comic book film second.
Yeah.
They knew the film, they knew the story, and then
so good.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Winter Soldier? My favorite Marvel film.
Because it's the best.
Yeah, it's the best. It also has the best Captain America suit.
Yes, it does.
And then Age of Ultron is second. Age of Ultron's Captain America suit is the second best.
I'm losing you.
Even back then.
Back then, you could go.
People believe you.
I love in movies and TV when they do that. They're like, "You're breaking up. I can't." And they're like, "Phones don't do that anymore." And then they hang up on them.
I like this scene here.
He does not know French.
Et voilà. Et voilà.
There are different dialects.
It's the word he was choosing.
Okay. I don't know French. I don't know what he was saying.
Okay.
He was saying croissant. Cappuccino.
And think so, because he wants to seem classy.
I like to watch movies with other languages with people who know the language though, so they can tell me what they're saying.
Oh, I know. It's always great when you're like, okay, they're just speaking, like, they'll say something. Like, I think Boondock Saints is famous for, like, their Russian scene of just saying some garbage in Russian, and it's not even what they're actually saying.
Right. Well, it's like watching Pitch Black, where Keith David is what do they call him? It's the Arabic word for father.
Abba.
No.
Abba.
No.
Mm-mm.
He's a religious guy, and he's speaking in Arabic, and Keith David is not Arabic. And a friend of mine she spoke Arabic, and she saw it, and it was fun listening to what she's like. That's not what he said.
It just makes you go like, okay, people, why didn't you actually put in the right stuff?
Yeah.
Google Translate's a thing.
So is, a Hollywood budget of, hey.
Yeah, so is an actual translator.
And dialect coaches that they have, All right, you two, take over for a minute. Talk. I'm going to get some more coffee.
Okay. This is a nice scene, though. Everybody's happy.
Has she never seen
Charlie's
Snow before?
singing. No, she lives on a tropical island. She's never seen snow before.
I understand. I hear you, but we are busy. Give me 1 minute. This is almost over.
When there are no wars to fight. Enjoy themselves and dance and what things. They have breakfast. I love breakfast.
I love breakfast too.
Make some babies, grow old together. I have no idea. He hasn't had much of a life outside of being a soldier.
Yeah. Like, how old is he supposed to be in this? Like
I know.
mid-20s? Mid to late 20s?
Probably. Late 20s, maybe early 30s at most. So. They have such good chemistry together, though.
They do. Everything flows really well.
Their interactions. They're on the beach, in the pools.
It doesn't feel clunky. You know, the ones where it just feels clunky.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of this could be, people could consider this forced, but I don't know. It feels natural to me. I mean, they've spent a decent amount of time together. They're both obviously attracted to each other. They have great chemistry, you know, and they just fought a huge battle and saved the village, and everybody's having a good time.
I like this. Like,
I don't feel
it's sweet.
Forced.
I don't feel like it's forced. I feel it's a little bit more natural, and I like that cutaway. Like, it just, I feel like it's much more powerful for them.
I've heard people talk about it and they say, "Oh, that's forced. It happened so fast." I mean, yeah, you're watching a movie and it happened in an hour. They've spent how many days together? They have excellent chemistry.
And I feel like they've already set up that Steve
slept together the same night after knowing each other for an hour. I mean, come on.
And like I said, they set up Steve already that he's not taking advantage of Diana. He's not trying anything, and Diana has a curiosity and an affection towards him. And we need. I mean, it's one of those like shorthands in stories. You're trying to build up.
Feel forced or too fast, in my opinion, anytime I've ever seen it.
You know, it's a shorthand because we have to get them to move along to where we know how she feels for him. Especially, and you know, like, we have to understand how much she cares about him, because that's going to play into the next film.
Yeah. That'll play into the third act. Not a single man among them? How do we get there?
Jania says hi, by the way, to both of you.
Hello.
She's up, moving around, getting ready for work and everything.
Wow. Oh, I'm so glad it's Saturday and I don't have to work.
Sure, rub it in.
I'm glad it's Saturday and I'm taking care of the kids like usual, because that's what
my daughter stayed at their friend's house, so my son is just here and he's playing with Judah. He's having a good time. So
I like how well they get along. They haven't screamed at each other once.
I love how my Sayla just asked if she could get a hug, because I bought them some little hug drinks, you know.
Yeah.
And I hugged her, and she just looks at me like, "No, dude."
That's funny.
I love that black cloak hood that she has. This is one instance where, like, you know how, like, a lot of times in movies you'll have, like, the men dressed in, like, coats and clothes and, like, the women are, like, barely wearing anything. But, like, in this, I think it works because, like, much like, you know how, like, Superman's always warm? Like, even when it's supposed to be, like, frigid, he's, like, because he draws such solar energy. I feel like she's much the same. Like, her strength and power just makes her, like, her body temperature, she's higher. Like, she's almost self-climate controlled.
Well, like Superman and like her, their durability
helps this
is so high that like even just their sense of touch, their sense of feel is different. You know what I mean? Like Superman can't feel the cold. It's not that he's generally warmer because he draws solar energy. He literally can't feel the cold. It has no effect on him. Same thing as temperature, extreme temperatures. Like when he's in a volcano, like he can't feel the heat.
I love this, like with Samir, like as the driver.
Not upon you, upon us.
I love the thing about this. It's like, what did she do with this woman? She just leave her knocked out in the woods naked?
Yes. Yeah, she didn't put her armor in her.
Cloak over her and left her there?
Yes, exactly. That's what she does.
And she knocked her out, took her clothes, gave her cloak, and left her in the woods.
It would have been fun.
She's like, yeah, we're about the same size. This will work.
I know you've seen the meme of her walking in here. How that sword is.
Like, where is that sword? It just reminds me of the same one about like the Tarzan, some of the Tarzan, where you're like, how is he holding the vine?
Right.
You go grab one.
He is trying to romance Dr. Poison and her mask of a phantasm.
I like how she just looks perpetually confused.
Diana, man, when she shows up in a minute, she blows his whole thing, you know? Yep. He's a bad guy. Bad villain.
Sorry. Did that ring in on you?
You're good. This is our life story, James. Chaos and fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what we do much live.
These are fun. It's like give our listeners like the first out. It's fine. Begging for something, jumping on me, and asking questions, and James would just be chill and cool and, you know, deal with his child in the background.
She's pretty. You're impressed with my word. But I only get to get on the dwarf. Besides, I always see you and touch your lips.
Yeah, there she goes, screwing up his whole game he was playing.
Oh, it looks like he's part of the dress at least. You wonder if she yet recognizes her?
No.
And naturally, her dress is blue that like is brighter than anything else.
Right. So, you know, that meme, you know, like they don't show like they don't show a full shot of her back. So like we don't see how loose the dress is down her back or anything, or where the sword might be, but the meme is still funny.
Oh yeah.
The meme is the sword goes down her back and is basically in between her cheeks.
What are you doing? I don't know. Oh, stop, Aries.
I love the way they as a film do this, where that was our closest shot right there of her running away of the back, but like they toy with the idea of she's still wearing her boots. I love it. You know what they toy with the idea of what if there is an Ares? What if Ares isn't involved? You know, if it's just the people. And, you know, not to spoil anything, but I like the way it does play out.
Yeah.
Man, I remember seeing... Did you watch that thing years ago on the CW where they had, like, Kevin Smith and Jeff Johns? And they were talking about... It was like an introductory to the Justice League. I think it was right before Suicide Squad came out, maybe. And they showed like little clips of like her riding the horse and stuff from this film. Do you remember that?
I'm sure I watched it, but I don't know. I'm fairly certain I watched what you're talking about. I just can't remember specifics.
This is intense of her just standing there seeing all the people that she just saved.
I missed the picture scene. Zack Snyder was in the background because he was on set for this scene, so for that picture, so that way they had it for BBS.
And it's so crazy to think, like, you know, they were already making this movie. Like, and this was the movie that was not tampered with. You know, it came out a year after BVS. They're already making it. And yet, like, they mess with BVS. And what do you call it? And Suicide Squad, but yet this just proves they were already like making good movies.
The projection is almost coming.
All right, Steve on his motorcycle.
Yeah, they were building an expanded universe, and you know, just I don't know who was making the decisions, but they sucked at it. Well, we know who it was, a committee, you know. They wanted the DC universe they wanted it to be the Marvel universe without putting in the work. That's all it was.
That's why I said before, I think it'd been interesting if, the idea for Batman v Superman was 2 movies. You had the first one that was Batman v Superman. That was just Batman and Superman. And you saw Lex kind of manipulating them.
Yeah.
And then you had a movie that was called Dawn of Justice. That was the one where Lex releases Doomsday and Wonder Woman shows up.
Yeah. Well, we know that Zack Snyder is, he makes large, long, epic films. That's what he does. It's what he's always done. That's why all of his movies have a director's cut. But that he was being forced to cram more things into a single movie by Warner Brothers, so that way they could build the DC universe in just a couple of movies as opposed to putting in all the work like Marvel did.
Yep.
They just expected out the gate to have the popularity and to have the general public on board without giving them an introduction to the universe. I mean, how can you think that an $800 million movie was not profitable just because it didn't strike $1 billion? Like, that was literally everything. It was like, it didn't make $1 billion, so we need to change the direction.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of like that money and stuff like that is because you get people who like it, who like us, who go see it a second or third time.
Yeah.
It's an awesome speech she gives.
Yeah.
The music is awesome. Just watch Solo. Solomon's all excited for Ares to show up.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Ludendorff.
Yeah. She killed Ares. Woo!
Oh no, he seemed too confused to actually be Ares. Or is it more a spirit?
No, he's not Ares.
Don't say.
It was supposed to be the twist of the movie, but somebody leaked it beforehand.
Well, thank you for ruining it for me.
You got it ruined just like everybody else did.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be special or anything, right?
Right.
Like I said, I like this. It gives you just enough pause of thinking, like, maybe there wasn't Ares. Maybe that was just like in her mind.
She feels like
confused.
peace. Yeah, she felt like peace, and now she's like confused. Like, why are they still preparing? Why are they doing this? But nothing stopped.
Get your sword.
I love his dialogue.
See, this is so good, her naivete right here.
Yes.
She thinks killing one man's going to stop everybody from fighting.
You're going to have to kill a lot more than that.
And watch what Steve says.
love Steve's speech.
Yeah.
Hi, James.
Hello.
Just watch what happens, Solomon. You want to see Ares? Just watch.
Yeah, it's so good. It's, not everybody fighting on both sides is a good person. You know what I mean? It's all about what they believe, or a bad person.
Yeah,
It's all about what they believe.
Sometimes it's just people who get drafted and put as soldiers who have to fight for their country, and
yeah. And it's about your own survival too, and protecting what you have and what you love.
Here we go.
Who's there?
See, my only thing, I like the idea of him being Ares, but I wish like right here, or like in this third act, like they would have revealed like his true form.
Yeah,
I just don't buy him as Ares. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it was, it was an act, his being in a cane and everything, but yeah, I don't think that he should have shown up in his British, in his attire to be all like British intelligence, British whatever, like, political guy.
When they start fighting here in a minute, like if he would have like kind of like taken on his true form and been, because you think about the actors that we have that play Zeus and Hades and everything in Justice League, and then he's supposed to be Ares.
Well, there's a actor who played Ares in Justice League who is the body, and they put David Thewlis's face on him because he's credited, but you never see him.
See, maybe we'll see him in the Snyder Cut, but like that's what we should have seen. You know what I'm saying? We should have it should have been David Thewlis, and then when he goes to
and I'm here to complete her mission. What?
I am a child, not the god.
Like, he's a great bad guy.
Oh yeah, he's great. Like,
and I love the way that they wrote it in this. Like, he's not responsible. He just gives them the ideas.
Yeah, and he plays both sides.
Yeah, he just turns the tide so that way they like he compels them to an idea. That's it.
And that's why I like, because it still plays in that there are no good guys, bad guys, kind of like what you're talking about. Like they're both persuaded. Ares isn't one side over the other. He just likes to see what we do.
Yeah.
I'm not more than that I am the god of truth. Mankind stole this world from us. They ruined it day by day.
See, that's just a beautiful scene of like him getting cast out. And like, look, even here where he's supposed to be like buff, he just doesn't work for me.
What, David Thewlis can't be buff?
No, it would take a lot of work. You know, his best way to be buff is CG.
Right.
Destroy this. But it's never been enough. When you first arrived, I was going to crush you. But I knew only those who could see the other gods could. When you were fighting with our power, we could finally end all pain and all suffering.
So it just makes you kind of wonder when you look at the grand scheme of things, like having Ares still alive kept Darkseid at bay.
Right. Right, for the fact that he fought the old gods and got driven away.
And here we go with our third act CG explosive.
Which was crazy because when they reshot it, Gal Gadot was pregnant. She was like 6 months pregnant.
She's one of those women, you know what I'm saying? Like, that are pregnant but you never know it.
Well, I'm sure by 6 months you could tell, but CG is an amazing thing.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you just put a green thing around her belly and just...
Yep.
I do like this shot of like her up in the air and like Steve and them like they're seeing it and he's like, okay, maybe there was an Ares,
right?
Maybe she wasn't all just saying this stuff. But I'm gonna go stop this plane.
She's a little more than an incredible person.
They never say Wonder Woman in this entire movie.
No, they don't.
Not even like in a offshoot, like, you know, earlier when Sir Patrick, you know, makes the comment where he says, "Oh, Dr. Poison herself," you know. All right, stopping gas bombs.
Yeah.
This is such a big deal right here.
Yeah. Huge explosion.
What do you say? I like how it's just like inaudible.
Should be something.
like Jania just pointed out, like she said, did you see how Steve faltered for a moment when she called his name? You know, because he didn't want to go. He didn't want to do it, but he knows he has to.
Yeah.
And like this Ares look is awesome.
Yeah.
He does.
The helmet looks a lot like the helmet from the paintings, from the history.
But it is crazy the Ares that, like you said, that we first saw in the toy designs and stuff. How it changed.
Yeah.
Which always makes me wonder, like, on the reverse of, like, with Steppenwolf, like, because, like, there was 2 toys made of Steppenwolf. Like, when did his design change to make the toys?
Right. So, I mean, the idea of what Steve's doing, I think, is a little more believable, like, in this, where, you know, the bombs are going to kill, you know, no matter what, no matter where, you know. So it has to be in the air. It has to be blown up, you know.
Yep.
You can't crash the plane because wherever you crash it, there's going to be casualties. And this isn't some super scientific, you know, some super science plane. It's a normal carrier. But also, like, the one guy he threw out had a parachute on. The one guy he threw down had a parachute on. But, like, did he have a bomb? Like, could he have set a grenade and jumped out with a parachute? I mean, you don't know.
Solomon, he said he's bummed that we're just now getting to see Ares. He wanted to see more Ares action.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm starving.
For some reason, my son loves the villains. Hey, Solomon, you know we're supposed to see Ares actually fight Darkseid and the Snyder Cut? Ares, along with Zeus, helps fight Darkseid.
Zeus, Hades, Ares, Artemis.
Yeah, but Ares, he's a bad guy, but he's not on Darkseid's. Darkseid's the ultimate villain. Even a lot of regular villains don't like Darkseid. Oh, Steve.
Yeah. See, and this isn't some plane you can just let go of the stick and it's going to keep flying. You let go of the stick and it's going to go way out of control.
Right. It doesn't have that, like, all the autopilot's malfunctioned or anything like that. Like, it just.
Boom.
And now she's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And now everyone's, you know, defecating their pants.
Right.
Okay, I'm just going to say this right now, that every person she's hitting right now is dead.
Yeah.
There's no, these aren't light taps with her strength. These people are, you know.
It's like when Feyora hit them.
Yes, it's like being hit by, like you said, a car, a brick wall. Like, they're.
Yeah, you might as well just stand in front of and get hit by a bus. Going at like 90 miles an hour.
her just holding this giant tank.
I don't like the taste.
He does look sweet, his makeshift Ares armor.
Yeah.
This is just brilliant. This is brilliantly cut. Of her remembering what he actually said.
It is really good. You know, she for them reshooting the final battle, for it to be this CGI fest.
I don't need that.
I can save today. You can save the world.
I'll be back in this.
That's some strong stuff.
Yeah. Like, she's compelled to believe him until she just kind of... Until she starts to just, like... Until she recalls what she heard. I'm not sure if it was, like, she couldn't hear him, or if she was just so confused, like, she couldn't put the pieces together because of the explosion.
That's kind of what I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, when sometimes... Like, Janine will say something to me, and, like, there's a lot going on, and it's like, what'd you say? But then, like, if I just stop for a second, I can kind of, like, okay, this is what she said. It makes sense now.
Oh, yeah. I've done that tons of times. You hear it, you say what, and then it finally registers what was said. And, like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Janine just pointed out, like, why does he have a lightning bolt? It's interesting.
I never knew why he had a lightning bolt either. I mean...
Because he's a wizard, Jania. Because he's Lupin.
I mean, Zeus is dead. I mean, he could maybe have taken his powers or something, but I don't know. He was cast out and Zeus died from his injuries is kind of how they make it seem.
Yeah.
Like, the last of Zeus's power was to cast him down from Mount Olympus. Drive safe. And there's Diana, the god killer.
Descending.
See, now, was she floating down, or did she just drop and they did it in slow motion? Because she landed like she dropped. Not like she floated down and landed on her feet.
I feel like they keep teasing her ability to flight. Like, a little bit here, and like a little bit in, like, Justice League. But she just hasn't got there. I mean, it's been 100 years, but she just hasn't figured out that she can fly. Probably because she, like, you know, we'll see in the movie, but, like, she really hasn't been called upon a lot to do. That's caused her to actually put forth.
In this movie, she just discovers that she has these extra normal abilities. Like, she grew up to this year, however many thousands of years, believing she was just an Amazon. And then she realizes she has this heightened strength, this heightened durability, her healing, the way her bullet wound heals in just hours. Then she gets these god abilities, these god powers and stuff. And I mean, just right now, but, you know, as of this point, she kind of steps away and lets man do their thing, you know? Like, she understands what Steve says after it's all said and done, that, you know, you can't change every person. You can't change the world. You can't change the ideas that bad people have.
Yeah.
You
I love
can't
this.
change their greed. You can't change their want for death and destruction. And she kind of steps back from the world of man, which I think we'll see more in Wonder Woman 1984 come Christmas, which is just a couple of days more than a month away.
Exactly. And by the time this drops, it'll be a month away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That picture of Steve by his plane.
Right.
Get you.
So, I mean, hopefully, we've seen in the trailer where she destroys cameras with her tiara, things like that. So, the only reason I'm sure that they will, bring up the fact, like, I haven't done any, she hasn't done anything in the world of man in 70 years, 65 years. She hasn't done anything in the world of man, but now that there's going to be this power that comes from like from gods or from mythology or whatever, that's when she comes out again. You know what I mean?
Yep. It makes sense. Do you feel that like she is super BA in this and then wasn't as BA as she should have been fighting Doomsday?
Oh, dude, she was smiling when Doomsday hit her.
But like we saw how she destroyed Ares. Like, why didn't she destroy Doomsday? Why did Superman have to die? Why did he have to die? She could have just done her bracelet thingy and been like, pff. All right.
Yeah, I mean, could she have? I don't know.
Jania says she's out of practice, and I mean, she didn't have the emotional power behind her. She had the emotional resonance of Steve dying.
There's that. I mean, I just started reading Superman, Wonder Woman in the New 52, and
that's a good book.
Apollo smacks Superman, and then Superman just sends Apollo flying,
which is awesome.
Kryptonians are just as powerful as the gods.
Yeah, which makes you kind of maybe interesting if the gods came from a different planet. All right, so I like this, like her jumping right here. I think, is she flying or not? Yay, credits. But I kind of would like the idea if that's where, like, when she leaps off there, she's leaping into the scene from Justice League.
Right. But
yeah, that was Wonder Woman. I mean, I can't believe it's been 3 years since this movie came out.
I know, right?
I mean, this movie came out the same year that My Little Princess over here was born.
This movie came out. This was the lead into Justice League.
Yeah, I mean, we just had a couple. This week was our 3-year anniversary of Justice League, and I mean, it's been what, James? Has it been 2 years since we recorded our Justice League commentary? Because didn't we do it on the 1-year anniversary?
I think so.
Yeah.
Has it been that long? Holy crap!
Yeah. Wow.
Time flies, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does. So, well, once again, from all of us at Krypton Report, everyone, happy Thanksgiving. This is our special Thanksgiving treat as we are ramping up our excitement for Wonder Woman 1984. And I hope that everyone has a great holiday and will continue to move forward.
Yes. Happy holidays. Enjoy this on Thanksgiving, and we will all 84 on Christmas.
Look up in the sky.